if you could see in the 21st chromosome here, the 21st chromosome, you have 3 pairs of 21st chromosome. And then so these are all, so chromosomes number 1 to 22, those are somatic cells. And then your 23rd pair is either your X or Y or your sex chromosomes, right? So because you have 2 chromosomes for the X, that's going to show that this is a female. And we know that this is a human karyotype because we have 23, ideally 23 pairs of chromosomes, but because non-disjunction happened, we have an extra chromosome here for this person, because what happened to the sperm cell, because the sperm cell or egg cell that fertilized them had an extra chromosome, right? And that's what we learned about today. So how do we know that this person is female? Because it has an XX. So at this point, this video is already 26 minutes long. I know that a class period lasts for 40 minutes, so I'm going to do my best to try to not keep this over 40 minutes. I could actually go up to 42 minutes because that's how long the class period is. I do want to get to the next page. We might not finish everything. We'll see how far we can get. Just like class, if we don't get through the whole thing together, then just stay tuned for the next video and then we'll finish that together. But for homework, I do want us to finish the summaries. And I could have that due, let's see. I could make that due, I want that to be due, let's see, maybe Wednesday? By Wednesday morning. By 7:30 a.m. Let's say 7:50 a.m. Okay. So you can, and of course you can submit that Tuesday night. I'm giving you time to do that. Okay. So what I would want you to do, I would want you to handwrite your performance tasks and your summaries. I need this to be handwritten. You guys have this handout already. So I want to make sure that it is handwritten and it's not typed up, and I want you to take a picture of that and upload that picture onto the Google assignment that you're going to see posted on the stream, because I don't want this online learning to become a scenario where we end up copying and pasting from our peers, and then it's an easy grade for us. This is not what online learning is supposed to be. So I want to make sure that everybody is still doing their work and everybody's on top of their game. So please do it on the handout that I gave you. If you lost the paper, then just do it on another handout. Make sure you have all the performance tasks, okay? And if you lost it, just let me know, and then I'll give you the objective for each performance task, and then you'll go from there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to expect of you. Now back to the activity. So do Wednesday morning 7:50 a.m. Oh, and that is going to be the 18th, 3/18, March 18th, tomorrow. Alrighty. Okay, so now this is supposed to be a group activity, but again, due to circumstances, we're going to have to do this together. So activity, using karyotyping to identify chromosomal disorders. You will be given a karyotype for an individual patient. Determine if the patient is male or female, or write this at the top of the karyotype. Find the chromosomal abnormality and circle it with a highlighter or a colored pen. and cross-reference your abnormality with the reference chart of chromosomal abnormalities on your lab table, and then write the name of the disorder at the top of the karyotype, prepare a mini presentation. Well, obviously you guys aren't doing that, but we will talk about different types of non-disjunction disorders. So here we spoke about trisomy 21. So getting an extra chromosome in trisomy in chromosome number 21, having 3 chromosomes of the 21st one will lead to Down syndrome, whether you are male or female. Now we're going to talk about these other mutations, chromosomal mutations. So we have due to non-disjunction. So we have Turner syndrome, Jacob syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, Edwards syndrome, Cri-du-Chat, that's French, and meta-females. So the Turner syndrome is when you have, this is where non-disjunction is happening in the sex chromosomes. So all these are examples of non-disjunction in sex chromosomes. So let's just write that at the top here. Non-disjunction in sex chromosomes. So in Turner syndrome, that's when you could have a missing X chromosome, okay? And Jacob syndrome is when you have, Jacob syndrome is when you have an extra Y. Klinefelter syndrome is when you have XXY. And then Edwards syndrome is when you have an extra chromosome (18). Cri-du-Chat is when you have a missing piece. We did speak about for chromosomal mutations, you could have a missing piece of chromosome 5. And then for meta-females, we could have XXX. You'll have 3 X's. So you have an extra X chromosome. Okay. And I'm going to show you what all of that looks like. Okay. So I think I might just get through the Turner syndrome alone for today, and then we'll pick up on this tomorrow. So Turner syndrome, we have a missing X chromosome. What I want us to write here for symptoms or other interesting details is the following. So for Turner syndrome, you could have a short height, high blood pressure, learning disabilities, and heart defects, delayed puberty, early loss of ovarian function, autism, behavioral emotional struggles, or delayed speech. You might be taller than normal, and then you might suffer from hypotonia. So let's see, early loss of ovarian function. Why would that happen? Because usually your sex chromosomes are responsible for producing the proteins, right? We're talking about DNA to RNA to protein. Your chromosomes is carrying that DNA. So it's not like enough transcription for that gene expression. You're not going to have enough gene expression to display the functions of the ovaries properly, because the genes are not being expressed because you have that missing X chromosome. Now, a human being that is suffering from Turner syndrome, because they don't have a Y chromosome, this organism is still this human being is still considered to be a female, because it's not going to have any type of features that is going to help them express traits of a male. So I'm going to show you what Turner syndrome looks like. So here we're having a missing X chromosome. If I could just look at my karyotype here. So this patient here is actually suffering from Turner syndrome, because as you can see here, you usually need two sex chromosomes to determine your gender. You're usually XX if you're a female, or you're XY if you're a male. And here, there's only one X chromosome. You have a missing X. There's no Y here. So the patient's sex here would be female. And the disorder here is going to be Turner syndrome. Now, you guys do not have this handout, but I'm showing you what it looks like here. Okay. Again, 23 pairs of chromosomes we're supposed to have, but here we have 22 chromosomes. We have 23 chromosomes minus 1, so n minus 1. So this is Turner syndrome. So what must have happened? What must have happened in this scenario is that non-disjunction meiosis did not happen properly. And because this person is entirely missing a chromosome, in this table it asks you, oops. It asks, is non-disjunction involved? The answer to that is yes, non-disjunction is involved because we're missing an entire chromosome. Okay, so that is Turner syndrome. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email, or if you want to schedule an appointment with me through Google Hangouts, we could do that too, so we could have face-to-face interaction, if that will be better for your learning experience. I will keep, as long as we set an appointment together, I will keep my hours very flexible for you guys, because this is new for you and this is new for me. But I hope that just because this was online, you didn't miss out much from the learning experience. I feel like the only thing that we're missing out on is the group work, and we're missing out from, you just seeing my face and then me seeing your face. So I hope that is all what we're missing out on. But again, let's wrap this up together. So performance task 5. What is the result of errors made during meiosis? So the result of errors made during meiosis is that you end up with non-disjunction, and that is when chromosomes fail to separate and your gametes have an abnormal number of chromosomes. So gametes have an abnormal number of chromosomes. And then when you have an abnormal number of chromosomes, that could lead to disease, right? Disease, mutation, okay, some type of genetic disease. Let's put that you're leading to a genetic disease. Whoops. Leading to genetic disease. So obviously for your summaries, I'm going to expect something a little bit more chunky than what I have here, something more in detail. But at least we can say that we wrapped up this lesson together. Again, your homework is to do the summaries here below, because we technically finished it. We finished this packet together, guys. We just have to finish this last page together. And if we were in school, I would have called for a test for next Tuesday, but we're going to worry about tests and quizzes when we come back. I'm going to expect that when we return, that you guys are going to know this material and you would be ready for an assessment. All right. So again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me, and I am going to sign off. I hope you have a great day with your online learning. Take care. Bye, guys, and stay safe.